my dear students. Welcome to Teacher at Home. Today class we are going to learn the fifth chapter, Culture and Nationalism. The diversity of India is tremendous. It is obvious it lies on the surface and anybody can see it. They differ in face and figure, food and clothing, and of course language. Bengalis, the Marathas, the Gujaratis, the Tamils, the Andhras, Orias, Assamese, the Canaries, the Malayalis, Sindhis, the Punjabis, the Pathans, Kashmiris, the Rajputs, and the great bloc comprising the Hindustani speaking people have retained their peculiar characteristics for hundreds of years, have still more or less the same virtues and failings of which all tradition or record tell us, and yet have been throughout these ages distinctively Indian with the same national heritage and the same set of moral and mental qualities. There was something living and dynamic about the heritage which showed itself in ways of living and a physiological attitude of life and its problems. Unity of India was no longer merely an intellectual conception for me. It was an emotional experience which overpowered me. An essential unity had been so powerfully that no political division, no disaster, no catastrophe have been able to overcome it. By Jawaharlal Nehru, the discovery of India. Observations of Jawaharlal Nehru clearly reflect unity in diversity existing in India. As a nation, unity in diversity is the solid foundation of India. Several factors contributed to the formation of Indian nationalism. Nationalism is the sense of unity that exists among the people of a nation, irrespective of caste, creed, religion. We already discussed how economic exploitations of the British aroused nationalism among the Indians. Similarly, radical changes in social and cultural spheres helped to cherish nationalism among the people. In this unit, we discuss the various socio-cultural factors that reinforced nationalism in India. 19th century India witnessed two types of protests in ideological and cultural spheres. Protest against inequality, violation of rights, social evils which existed in Indian society. Protest against the economic exploitations of the colonial forces. Socio-cultural activities and agitations at various levels positively influenced social life the press, education, literature, art, etc. Consequent changes in the fields paved the way for national unity in India. Colonial rule and nationalism. The British colonists realized the fact that an in depth understanding of the socio cultural life of the Indians was essential to strengthen their rule. They learned about Indian society from the works in Sanskrit and Persian and by translating them. Established several institutions to study more about India, to interfere in Indian education system, and to train their own officers. Some of the institutions are Institution Asiatic Society of Bengal, William Jones, Calcutta Madrasa, Warren Hastings, Banaras Sanskrit College, John R. Duncan. Later, the British rulers realized that it was not possible to know India well through these efforts alone. To ensure commercial growth, the British thinkers who favored free trade argued for strong British intervention in Indian society, but it was not possible to bring out reforms without popular support. Hence, they started English education to nurture a fraction of Indian society that would support India. This is a statement made by Lord Macaulay when British education was introduced in India in 1835. Can you find out the objective of English education in India from this statement? To prepare a generation that favors English lifestyles. By the 19th century, English culture and ideologies began to intrude into Indian society. Some Indian leaders found it necessary to resist this cultural invasion. Most of them were English educated Indians who internalized the concepts like democracy, liberty, rationalism, equality, scientific temper, socialism, civil rights, etc. They ventured to reform the social customs and rituals, prevailed in the society in the country, thereby to defend the invasion of English culture. They tried to reform Indian society, language, art, and literature. It motivated to protest against inequality and violation of rights and created a sense of unity among the people. In the 19th century, many scientific societies were formed in India for translating science books, holding discussions, and popularizing scientific temper. 1825 Calcutta Society for translating European sciences. 1838 Calcutta Society for acquiring general knowledge. 1876 Indian Association Bengal founded by Mahendra Lal Sarkar. 1861 Banaras Samvad Club. 1864 Aligarh Scientific Society founded by Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. 1868 Bihar Scientific Society. Social reforms. Liberal outlook, passion for modernization, and racialism nurtured Indian society in the 19th century, paved the way for the emergence of various social reform movements. They had two main objectives: to eradicate evils and superstitions that exist in Indian society, to ensure civil rights to education, travel, and dress code. Economic situation in India was not favorable to achieve these goals. So the reformers aimed at bringing about fundamental changes in the society. For this, they advanced the following proposal: eradicate caste system, protect the rights to all, eliminate discrimination against women, provide education to all, promote widow remarriage, abolish child marriage, and eliminate the supremacy of the clergy. Raja Ram Mohan Roy was a pioneer among the social reformers who strived for the modernization of Indian society. He opposed the caste system and sati. Social evils prevailed in Indian society and established the Brahma Samaj in Bengal. He propagated the idea of unified Indian society in the place of society fragmented over caste lines. These ideas prompted patriotism among the people. Thus, the concept of a unified nation became one of the objectives of social reform. To improve the status of the women, he advocated for the right of women to own property. Taking cue from the ideologies, many leaders from different parts of India ventured to reform the society. In Bengal, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar argued for remarriage of widows. As a result, the British government passed the Hindu Widow Remarriage Act in 1856 and established educational institutions for women education. Such centers for women education were founded in other parts of the country. Sharda Southern in Bombay, established by Pa- Pandita Ramabai, was one of the important institutions among them. The social reform movements in this period and the leaders are given in the table below. Movements: Arya Samaj, Reformer, Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Ideologies: campaigned against idol worship and child marriage. Ramakrishna Mission, Swami Vivekananda opposed caste system and social evils, propagated the concept of liberty, equality, and freedom of thought. Aligarh movement, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan advocated for social and educational uplift of Indian Muslims. Prarthana Samaj, Atmaram Pandurang campaigned for interdining, caste marriage, widow remarriage, and the uplift of women and backward classes. Theosophical Society and Besan, resurgence of Hindu religion. Hidakarani Samaj, Veerasalingam, campaigned for widow remarriage and women education. Satyashojak Samaj, Jyotiba Phule, opposed the social evils and domination of priests, started educational institution for backward classes. Self-respect movement, E.V. Ramaswamy Naikam, opposed Brahminical supremacy and caste system. Sri Narayana Dharma Paripalana Yogam, Sri Narayana Guru, opposed caste system and evil practices, advocated for social and economic progress of the backward classes. As a result of the activities of the social reformers and their movements, the British were forced to abolish many social evils that existed in various parts of the country. They are as follows: prevented marriage of girls below 12 years of age, prevented child marriage and polygamy, banned female infanticide, Legislations abolishing social evils, abolished slavery, permitted widow remarriage, abolished sati. Opposition to caste system, advocating for equal rights, defending the intrusion of foreign ideas and cultures, protest against social evils, educational development, protest against the discrimination imposed upon women, the press and unity of India. An Indian citizen has lost his naturalness. His lifeblood has dried up. He is half starved and half dressed. No delicious food is available to him. His dress is ragged and torn. His condition is very pathetic. This is a new news item that appeared in Sulabh Samaja, an early newspaper from Bengal. This news covers the plight of the Indians under the British rule. Newspaper in that period reported many issues in the society. Let us see what the newspapers do during freedom movement. Newspaper. It disseminated information on massacres, oppression, and oppressive rule in various parts of the country, popularized reformative movements against social evils and superstitions, motivated the people to protest against the British rule and evils in Indian society, kept abreast of the global agitations for freedom, democracy, and equality, created public awareness on economic exploitation by the British, reported the calamities like plague and famine that killed thousands of Indians in various religions. Newspapers leaders Hindu Sudeshi Mitram, Subramanya Iyer, Amradvasar Patriga, Sisigar Kumar Ghosh, Motilal Ghosh, Bobe Samaja, Fardorsi Marsban, Keshari Maratha, Balagangagar Tilak, Bengali Surendranath Banerjee, Voice of India Dadabhai Naroji, Shom Prakash Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, New India Commonwealth Annie Besant, Young India Harijan Mahatma Gandhi, Al Hilal Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad, Vande Madaram Lala Lajpat Rai, Nation Gopal Krishna Gokhale. Indian leaders mostly depended on newspapers to propagate their nationalistic ideologies. They considered journalism as a social service. The newspapers criticized the British policies and motivated national movement. Raja Ram Mohan Roy was the first to start newspaper with a national perspective. His Samba Kaumadi in Bengali and Miratul Akbar in Persian focused on social reformation, democracy, and nationalism. Following his path, many reformers and national leaders published newspapers in regional languages. Realizing the power of the press, the British imposed stringent measures to control them. The Vernacular Press Act, enacted by Lord Lytton in 1858-78, was one of them. It curbed freedom of press in regional languages. The British withdrew the act after a massive protest. During those days, the protest circulation reading newspaper were considered to be part of freedom struggle. Education for the nation. If the Indians get proper education, they will gain due respect from everyone. Rajaram Mohan Roy. If both the rich and the poor get enough education, they will be able to fight unitedly against all types of atrocities and cruelties meted out of them. Keshav Chandra Sen. Education are the spokesman of change. Viresha Lingam. These are the visions of various social reformers on the importance and necessity of education, identify the role of education from the observations, to bring about changes in society, to maintain unity. Establishing national educational institution was the main means adopted for inculcating nationalism. They imparted secular education to all sections of the society. The Deccan Education Society, founded in 1884 in Pune by G.G. Agarkar, Balagangar Tilak, and Mahadev Govinda Ranade, was one of such educational institutions established with a nationalistic perspective. Founders were well aware of the education was inevitable in the socio-economic and cultural progress of the country. Swadeshi movement, which started after the partition of Bengal in 1905, influenced to found many educational institutions for the propagation of national education. D.K. Kaur started the first Indian Women University in Maharashtra in 1916. He was motivated by the concept that education had a pivotal role in women empowerment. Following this, many educational institutions were founded in various parts of India. Major objectives were promotion of nationalism, opposition to social evils, rejection of Western education. Vishwabharati, university founded by Rabindranath Tagore in Bengal, focused on universal brotherhood. With this university, Tagore aimed at a system of education that would bridge Western and Eastern cultures. Similarly, when the national movement became strong under the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi, a team led by Maulana Muhammad Ali, Shaukat Ali, Dr. Zaki Hussain, M.A. Ansari founded the Jamia Millia Islamia in Aligarh. Its objective was to strengthen national movement through secular education. Intrusion of Western arts and education ruined Indian traditional arts. Many initiatives were taken to defend the cultural invasion and promote traditional art. Kerala Kalamandalam in the Cheruthurthi village of Thrissur, founded by Mahakavi Vallathol Narayana Menon, was one of such initiatives. In 1937, Mahatma Gandhi proposed a special education plan. This is called Varda Education Plan. Its major objective was vocational education. He thought that vocational training during the education would help build up a good future. Gandhiji believed that such a generation could defend the British. Nal Talib. Gandhiji proposed that education should be related to some productive occupation. He recommended free and compulsory education in mother tongue for all children between 8 and 14 years. This perspective education is known as Naim Talim. 1937, the Warda Conference of the Indian National Congress appointed a committee led by Dr. Zakir Hussain to study the system of education. Ideas of national education, secularism, nationalism, women empowerment, internationalism, revival of traditional arts, protest against foreign rule and caste system, literature and nationalism. The protest against the British rule, as well as social evils, existed in Indian society reflected in Indian literature. Writers in various parts of India illustrated the agonies and atrocities faced by the people. Readers in other parts experienced these sorrows as theirs and ventured to fight them collectively. Writers shared their resentments with the people through poetry, tales, novel, drama, etc. This developed among the people a sense of patriotism and dissent towards the foreign dominance. Patriotic songs in religious languages bridged the gap between the upper class literate and the illiterate mass. Concept of Bharadamada was first presented in public through a play written by Sisir Kumar Ghosh and Satyendra the Tagore. Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, a famous Bengali writer, adopted novel, a Western form of literature, as a medium of portray the plight of Indian society. On of his novel, the most notable is Anandamad, based on the Sannyasi revolt of Bengali peasants. He could well illustrate the agonies of Bengali farmers and disparity between rich and poor in the Bengali society. Thus, Indian society came to know about the predecaments of the Bengalis. The song Bande Madaram is taken from the novel. Neela Darpan, a play written by the Bengali writer Deenabandhu Mitra, depicted the severe exploitation suffered by the indigo farmers in Bengal. It was staged in many places and greatly influenced the people. Indian Association, a political movement floated by Surendranath Banerjee, campaigned for the welfare of the Bengali farmers, taking cue from the issues depicted in Neel Darpan. This play triggered farmers' unrest in various parts of the country. Urdu poet Alama Muhammad Iqbal, who penned the famous patriotic song Sare Jahan Se Acha, Hindustan Hamara, praised the beauty of India's nature and unity of its people. Creative expressions of Indian writers helped to inculcate the concept of the unified India among the public. Many writers from different languages of India contributed patriotic and nationalistic works of Indian literature. Kora Gandhiji, Geetanjali, Rabindranath Tagore, Bengali. Seva Sadam, Premasram, Rangubhumi, Godan, Premachandra Hindi. Panjali Shabadam, Kalipatu, Kannambatu, Kuilpatu, Subramanya Bharati, Tamil. Hayati Sahi, Hayati Javid, Altaf Hussain Hali, Urdu. Nibandhamala, Vishnu Krishna ചിപ്ലങ്കർ മറാത്തി. എൻ്റെ ഗുരുനാഥൻ ബാബുജി ഇന്ത്യയുടെ കരച്ചില്. വള്ളത്തോൾ നാരായണ മേനോൻ മലയാളം. Many poems and songs which strengthen the national movements were written in Malayalam. Most famous among them is Variga Variga Sahajare, written by Amshi Narayana Pillai. Nationalism in art is a watercolor painting by Abhindranath Tagore. It depicts Bharata Mata giving food, cloth, and knowledge to Indian masses. This painting helped to inculcate patriotism in Indian minds. Another influence of this painting artist from various parts of the country pictured Bharat Mata in various fashions embodied with the map of India. Abhindranath Tagore tried to free Indian painting from Western style and to promote Oriental painting based on Indian culture and tradition. For this, he started Indian Society of Oriental Arts in Calcutta. Following the Western style, Raja Ravi Verma from Kerala visualized various scenes from Indian epics and literature. Nandalal Bose, another artistic, portrayed scenes from Indian literature and events in history. His famous painting in Sati visualized the dilemma of a woman who was forced to commit sati. A social evil prevailed in India. This painting touched Indian hearts and stimulated a protest against the social evil. His another painting, Village Drama, was exhibited in the Haripura section of the Indian National Congress in 1938 and was adopted as a picture for the poster of the Congress. Amrita Shergill, a famous women artist of India, painted the sufferings of Indian villagers in dark shades, ably reflecting the predicaments. His paintings also motivated people to think about a unified India. Did you notice the pictures? These are the national symbols that help to nurture nationalism in Indian minds. Along with this, the national anthem written by Rabindranath Tagore also helped to create national consciousness. The tricolor flag was first designed during the time of the Swadeshi movement. Earlier version of the flag contained 8 lotuses representing 8 provinces of British India and a crescent representing Hindu-Muslim fraternity. The team led by Gandhiji designed the national flag with charkha, a domestic cotton spinning wheel used in Indian villages. Charkha resembled self-dependence of Indians and their defense to colonial rule. The present tricolor flag of India was officially adopted in 1947. We have studied about the national emblem, adopted from the lion capital of Ashoka at Saranath. Patriotic songs, symbols, and pictures were used throughout our freedom struggle. They played a crucial role in developing nationalist spirit among Indians. Though Indian nationalism emerged in the 19th century, Indians had the concept of nation even before the beginning of national movement. They wished to implement the visions of modernization on the soil under their sovereignty. The passion of Indian society for freedom, equality, and sovereignty were reflected in the art, literature, education, journalism, and social reform, and it motivated Indian nationalism. Madam Bikaji Gama is one of the bold women fighters of Indian national freedom. She was the first person to hoist Indian tricolor flag in an international forum. She hoisted the flag in the conference of the Second International held in Stuttgart, Germany in 1907. Social reform movements opposed the social evils and superstition, advocated for modernization of Indian society. Newspaper propagated the nature of British exploitation in India. Education formed indigenous education system to combat the foreign rule. Literature contributed work depicting the predicaments of the people of India in various fields. Art visualized the plight of the people of India, draw paintings viewing India as one nation. That's all about this chapter. If you are interested, please do like, share, and subscribe my channel. Okay, thank you.